Hello, my lovelies. How are we all doing? It's been a while since I made a live in a few places. I've been really busy and I won't go into it. A lot of stuff happening, family stuff that needed to be looked after, and finishing up and working. But yeah, I couldn't not come on today because we're really probably moving into the biggest, most important kind of tense time of this year. Astrologers are all pointing, and now I'm not an astrologer, as you know, but I do check in with these all the time, and I follow several. But actually, this new moon, which is a solar eclipse, is really remarkable. And of course, in 2 weeks' time, we're going to have a lunar eclipse. So that means that we have a full moon and also a lunar eclipse. So the moon, it's happening tomorrow evening I live in Ireland, so Irish UK time, it's just about 5 minutes before 7. So that's when the new moon is starting. So this is a time to set your intentions and wishes and get clear about your big dream. What is it that you want to move towards? I will read some cards in a moment. Hello, lovely. How are you, one and all? I know who that is. Very lovely to see you. But it's a really it's really a perfect time to set wishes and intentions. The energy with an eclipse, we've been feeling this. You may have been feeling this in the last month, and actually there are lots of other things happening in the last couple of weeks that were really intense. I have felt like I'm slowly making my way through mud almost to the finish line in this last week. There was a lot of stuff happening, as I said, but it was really intense. I know it was more than just me, and a lot of my clients, my beautiful people in my group, which I'm finishing up with, have been feeling the same. That there was this like intensity. But you feel an eclipse about a week to even a month beforehand. And that might feel like you want to make changes, okay? And then we'll feel that energy from it for 6 months afterwards. So, in fact, it's a really good time to set your intentions, to get really clear about where you want to be in 6 months' time. What's your bigger goals? Every new moon is an opportunity to set new intentions. So we can move towards what we want in that cycle. So as the moon is new and we can't see it, so it's at the very newness, we set our intentions, we focus on them, we keep them up until we get to the full moon. And that's at the full moon you start to notice synchronicities and things happen. It can be a time when you actually manifest exactly what you're looking for, or you can be aware that you're on the path. But with this full moon, with the lunar eclipse, we're going to see a lot more. This can go on for longer. You can make a short wish, a small wish, but you can also look at something for further into the future. Hi, Alison and Pam. Lovely to see you as well. So basically, it's happening at 21 degrees in Libra. So the sun and the moon are both in Libra. And because with eclipses, and I won't go into the detail of this because it's sort of like the elliptical crossways is what makes it an eclipse. So, the sun and the moon, and they go on this sort of an elliptical journey, but it's where they meet in the center. So we've got the north node. I'm getting lots of messages here. I'm so sorry. I'll turn my phone off. So the north node is where we're heading, and the north node is in Aries, and the south node is in Libra for this new moon. So it's a real opportunity of huge new beginnings. It's like a very big new moon, is what I'm trying to say, I suppose. And also something that I will mention in this last week. Was it on the 10th? I think it was the 10th, so it's only a few days ago, Pluto stationed direct. So Pluto has been, if you've been following me at all, in the last degrees of Capricorn. So Capricorn is all about those big top-down structures. It's big corporations, big government, big entities, big control structures. And Capricorn or Pluto is in the very last degree, and Pluto has a 240-year orbit, so it takes a long time in that last degree. It moved into Aquarius at the beginning of the year for 3 months, but it moved back retrograde into Capricorn. Now Pluto has turned direct on 4 days ago, on the 10th, and so 3 days ago, on the 10th. So now it's beginning to very slowly, it's like a big ship, because it's so slow, this turning, and so it's like a big ship turning. So when it stations direct, it's quite intense. And now we're moving forward again, and it'll move forward so that Pluto is going to move into Aquarius again in the end of January, and it'll stay there for most of next year, briefly go back to Capricorn, and then move back for 20 years. And this is great. This is sort of a feeling, you know, we've been moving into this age of Aquarius since the 60s, and they've been singing about it. But actually, you know, there's always a period in between two times, because these ages are over 2,000 years long. So obviously it's going to make a big impact. The energy from this Pluto, to do with this new moon, though, will bring a feeling of, it's like you might feel that you're ready to move to the next level of you. What is that next level of you? What is it that you're moving towards, that you are just done with? And it would be really valuable for you tonight and tomorrow to do a little bit of work on what you want to get clear of. What do you want to release? What do you no longer, what are you done with, in order to move to the next level of you? Because remember, that next level of you is your highest self. You came here right now in this period of time to be here for this huge, great awakening and moving into this next cycle. So what is it that you want to release? What are you done with? I know I have a list of things I'm done with, and I want to move to the next level. But it has that sense that we want to kind of really up level and improve. This can also bring up a lot of, it might end relationships, but it might actually improve relationships. But it depends really on where in your chart this is, and I'm not even going to go into that because I'm not an astrologer. But what I do, what I suggest is that people use this period for manifesting. Now, for the past 3 or 4 years, I've been working with the energy of the lunar cycles to increase manifesting, to get really clear about what you want. And that is the first step in the 5-step formula. If you've been in any of my manifesting challenges, and I will do another possibly November, but there's a 5-step formula, and the first step to manifest anything, you have to be crystal clear about what you want. You can't sort of manifest you're looking for a car, for instance, and you could, there's so many cars available, but it's only when you start really looking at what you need and you hone it down and you know what price range and you have an idea and you may have test driven some, you're crystal clear about that car. And then you notice you see that very car everywhere. Because your focus is on that car, you're manifesting visions of that car, and eventually you can actually manifest that car, perhaps. But I'm not talking about cars for this, that's just an analogy. What is it that you really want to move towards? Now, that energy of, so if the moon and the sun are in Libra, okay? But also the south node is in Libra, and the south node is where we're moving away from, and we're moving towards the north node, which is in Aries. So this eclipse season will be mostly about Aries, and certainly this one, it will be different for the one at the end of the month, but we're then moving into Aries Libra eclipses. But Libra, the energy from Libra is sort of like moving away from being maybe compliant, or maybe from lack of boundaries, or being a victim in any way, and moving towards, because the Aries part might be bringing you towards sovereignty, knowing that you're here for a reason, knowing that you have the ability to manifest, that you've got this magical ability you were born with, and all we need to do is reawaken that, and be, be your power. So we might want to move away from not taking responsibility for our own actions, or maybe, moving away from blaming outside influences, and bringing ourselves into responsibility, where we know when you take responsibility, that does not mean blaming yourself for where you are. It doesn't mean sort of shaming yourself in any way. It doesn't mean anything is your fault. But when you take responsibility, you're taking back your power. You're taking back your ability to say, I can do this. This is what I'm manifesting. This is where I'm going towards. But as I said, you really, really do need to get crystal clear about what you want. And a lot of people are not clear about what they want. I'm going to read some cards at the end of this. I'll do, but I just want to go through a little bit more. So yeah, so moving away from those outside forces, and moving towards what it is you want, and really just getting crystal clear. Now, also, as the moon is new, and for the next 2 weeks, as it's growing towards that full moon, lunar eclipse, which is really powerful as well, the more you stay focused on what it is you want. So first you need to get clarity. And the second step of manifesting anything, and I'm only going to talk about these 2 steps tonight, getting clear about it is your first step. And the second step is visualizing it. So the best and easiest way to do that is to get clear about what you want and make a vision board. Do something, put a picture, put words, put something on your vision board. And I don't even have one in my room because I've moved rooms a while ago now, but I still have nothing on my walls. So moving towards what you want, but staying really crystal clear. And each time the moon changes phases, and it changes phases every 3.5 days, it moves into another cycle. So we're right now at the beginning. Well, we will be tomorrow evening at the beginning. So that's when you set your intentions. Then you keep your mind focused on it. Then you might, doodle and draw and play and make that board and stay focused on it. You build up your vibes by looking at it and really feeling it, and they can be powerful. So vision boards can be really powerful. It's a really good tool to play with, okay? But sometimes they don't work. They don't work for many reasons. Sometimes they don't work because you're not really aligned with what it is that you're looking at. It might be that you've decided that this is what you should change, or this is what you should have, or you might be less specific about what you want to do, and this can actually take a bit of the impact from them. The other thing is why they don't work is when people don't believe that it's possible. So they start going into the mindset of, oh, I can never have that. I've tried that before. Just different blocks and things can dull the effect. But I do believe that they're one of the best and easiest things that people can do. And I do, for anybody who is interested, it's not I called it originally a vision board workshop, but it's actually, it's more than that. It's future vision workshop, because what I do is I help people get really clear, and some of you may already have this, get really clear with what you want by using, there's a guided meditation. There's 4 parts to this. So there's a guided meditation in looking at where you are right now in various areas of your life, maybe 4 areas, up to 4 areas. Some people don't see 4 areas. They may fall asleep in part of it, but it's like looking at 4 areas of your life right now that you need to change. But by doing it with the subconscious level of mind, you'll be really surprised at the things that you're, and I feel with the subconscious mind, it's like your highest self. What's your highest self telling you? So with this, you get really clear about what you want. And then there is a download that you can print off. There's questions to ask yourself to get, filling in what you saw and coming up with your big why. So there's an exercise in that and coming up with the reason why you want it, because that's really important. When you know why you want something, when you have a big why that brings tears to your eyes because it feels so important. That's the why that makes you cry almost. That is your driving force. And it also gets you to pull out some words, some important words to you. And this is important because the words that we use, the words that we see, forms visions and pictures in our mind. And those pictures give us either a really good emotion or a bad emotion. So we want to use the best words in your vision board and how to add that on. So then there's a demonstration in this and just demonstrating how I make a vision board. But of course, this can be done physically, or it can be done on something like Canva or Pinterest or anything. Just having that visual with some words and drawings and, just ideas about where you're moving towards. And then the final part of it has a beautiful hypnosis audio that allows you to believe it, that allows you to look at it clearly and really believe that it's possible for you to have it. So I have that on, and I'm not sure whether I tried to press the link, but Facebook wouldn't let me post it earlier. So you can find it on, I'm not sure, did that work? I'll post it later, the link. The link is on my Linktree or it's on Member Vault. So if anybody is interested in that, I've kept it at a really low price. It's going to go up to 189, but I have kept it low because I think this is really important. So it's only 88 euros. And actually, it can be even got now for, with that 88 euros, it also includes a Zoom kind of questions and answers to just get clear on what is happening. But more than anything, just start playing around with what it is that you want to create, what it is that you want to focus on as we move towards the next full moon. So I'm going to pull some cards now and just see. You're so ready for this up level. I think we all are. I think that's a feeling that I'm getting from a lot of people. Hi, Joni. Lovely to see you. Very nice to see you. I'm hoping you are well. Rianne, how are you? Lovely. I know you have my vision board workshop, actually. So I'm going to be doing some live rounds, some live Zoom calls on it. But it's something that can be just started immediately. And I've done this several times. Anytime that I want to actually move to another level and I'm stuck, it's the one easy thing that I can do because I can't hypnotize myself. Well, I could, but not with the type of hypnosis that I do, not as easily. So actually, it's the one thing that I feel that I can do and be creative about. And it is really magical when you stick with it. Okay, so I'm going to choose some cards here, just asking what the universe has in store for us and what. Okay, my goodness. This is there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana. So I'm reading tarot today and I've got 5 major arcana out of a spread of 7 cards. So major arcana are basically, these things are kind of like set in stone. This is going to happen, or this is, okay. Just read it and don't shoot the messenger. Okay. I think it's a good I like this reading, but it can also, don't ever move into fear. That's one of the things that we're moving away from now with this eclipse, moving away from fear and moving into love, and always asking yourself, how can you bring more love? How can you be more love? How can you be the love that you are? Because we are all created from love, through love, and are love. Now, the first card, and this represents the past. So this is something that's already happened. But this is the Hanged Man, and it feels like the Hanged Man is sitting, hanging upside down in a yoga position. He's not uncomfortable. He's hanging around and he's becoming enlightened. This light around his head. He's becoming enlightened by just being and observing. Now, there's a sense that we've already been there, that we have been almost like waiting for something. I know I have been, but it's almost like in the last, and certainly in the last few years, it's like we've been holding back, but staying grounded and watching, viewing, observing, watching things play out, and becoming more enlightened as you do that. So if you haven't already got to that, I would suggest that you just do a bit of breath work or breathing or meditation of anything. And you'll find many of mine in wherever you're watching this, if you go back to past ones, but just by sitting in the moment, and just being aware of who you are and calling in your highest self to just view and observe, just being in the space. But this is a good card because I feel it's like this is what we have been doing, so we're ready for the next phase. Now there's two cards here represent, so this is us right now, and it's like we're very much at the end of a weighty feeling of difficult emotions, and we're ready now to move forwards, to move through. It's almost like that. This is the 10 of Cups. Cups represent emotions, and there's like a rainbow or an arch to move through. And as you move through, the celebration at the end. So we're ready for that. We're ready for celebration. We're ready for the next level. We're ready to move through. And there's a sense that we're ready to let go of any lower vibration emotions, lower, you know what lower vibration emotions are, any of the worry, the fear, the chaos, the anger, the hurt, the stuckness, all of those lower emotions, we're ready to let that go. And as we move towards this is like a big event, I feel. This is the tower. The tower moment is, but I feel that this is the collapsing of the old. It's like the collapsing of the old guard, the old way, the old system, the old structures, the old, and I feel, and I've been saying for some time, that top-down structure, that systems that are powerful, that are taking our sovereign power, our right to be able to do, to create, to be what we are and what we're here to do in the world. And we're here to spread love. We're here to be love. We're here to be in love with life and do things and be powerful. We're here to create. We are co-creators. We can do this. So if we're moving away from this, and this is kind of represents a moment, and it's like all of the astrologers that I've been listening to, and all of the gurus, not gurus, but people that I've been following and listening, that are talking about this kind of a tower moment. But I'm not looking at a tower moment as fear. It can be kind of like a, and we're looking at stuff. And if you're watching the news, step away. We don't know what's true anymore. We are being bombarded with it's fear porn, it's something. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't hard things happening in the world, difficult things happening, but we need to be sovereign and step back into our power and hold love and light. But there's a collapsing of an old way of doing things. And in the middle of these two cards, we've got this, which is like the heart of the matter. And the heart of the matter is the start of a whole new way. It's a big yes card. It's a big yes for you. It's a big yes, you can have this. And this is, the Ace of Pentacles, the One of Pentacles. So Pentacles represents our finances, our abundance. It also represents our health, our well-being, and our structures, our own personal structures, dwellings, homes, sort of family, our safety net. But it's I feel it's abundance as well, and it could represent, money systems. But this as a one, I feel is sort of saying that there's a whole new way of looking at abundance, a whole new way of sharing abundance, a whole new way of moving away from the negative side of that. Things have always been done, and moving into our power, moving into honesty and balance and sharing and caring for all, sort of moving away from the top-down system of the top 0.001% of people having kind of 95% of all the wealth. We're moving away from that. And then, so that's that line there with those three cards are representing now, and this is happening. This is happening as we speak, or it's about to happening in this timeline, and then the near future. In the near future, we've got Temperance. The Temperance card is, and I feel that this is actually it's bringing in abundance. She's standing here in the river, in water, and she has two cups and she's flowing one from the other. I always feel that water represents abundance, but she's got two cups, so it's abundance of whatever it is we're here to do. So abundance of wealth, abundance of health, abundance of joy and laughter, abundance of creativity, but it's like this is we're moving towards this new time, and it will, and there's this angel wings behind her and an enlightened feel. So I feel that this is a really positive card to be moving towards, and I feel this is, look, the sun is rising here amongst kind of, it's like the new age is rising, and this is near future. I really feel this is a very positive card. The next two, which are on either side of that, we've got the Magician, reminding you that you are a magician, reminding you that you're magical, that you can use that wand. He's got one hand pointing up to the heavens, okay, in a wand-like fashion, and one hand pointing down to the earth, which represents bringing your thoughts and your ideas from above, from your highest self, from the creator, because you are the co-creator, down into the earth to make manifest. And this card is the number one. It starts with a zero, the zero card. This is the second card in the pack. So it's like, there's a sense with this is that you're beginning to manifest. You're beginning to realize your power. You can do this. And maybe before there might have been a sense that it works every now and again, but I feel we're moving into a time when we will all have the power to manifest, when we are not afraid, when we're not stuck, when we're not kept down or suppressed, but when we're allowed be the sovereign beings that we are. So this is really positive. And so this is also a major arcana. This is a major arcana. This was a major arcana. This was a major arcana. The bottom row are all major arcana. So we've got the Death card, and we've got the Magician card. That Death card is right underneath the Tower card. So for anybody who's been following along, this is the death of the old way. This, I feel, is like this. If you can look at it, it's structures, it's hierarchy, it's kind of big. That structures, that top-down structure, that, for your safety, sort of, I feel, governments and corrupt societies are going to fall, and that is in the near future. But it's on the other side of this, because these are kind of advice cards. So maybe to get to release and to move forward, you've got to actually manifest that. So, for this, I'm going to make a meditation, but I'm not going to do it tonight. Because tonight is the wrong time to do it. So what I will do is do it tomorrow, and I'm going to put it somewhere for you, and I'll email. So anybody who's not on my email list, go and join it. The link is here, because I'll be emailing out a link. I'm going to make a link. I wasn't going to, but I feel I need to make a little meditation for us to manifest the end of the old guard and the beginning of the new. Because I feel the beginning of the new serves humanity. It's love for all. It's humanity coming together. It's no one person being suppressed or domineered or put down or worse. I mean, like, you'd have to be, and I don't watch the news, but you'd have to be on another planet not to be aware of things going on. But we have got to use our higher emotions to manifest a better outcome. Hold space with love, and I will make a meditation tomorrow for that. Let me see, what an amazing spread. I haven't caught you live in ages, and that was an incredible message to hear. How exciting for everyone. Bring on the new. Thank you, Glenys. Yeah, I agree, actually. You see, I choose these, I let the cards choose me, and sometimes I haven't been reading tarot that long, and I feel sometimes, oh golly, it sort of feels hard to say, but I actually think there's a lot of positive in this. When you see tower cards and death cards, they can look a little bit, oh my God, but actually when you start looking at where they're placed in the reading, they're placed, that we're at the end of the old and the beginning of something new and much, much better. Anyway, I love you all. Stay in your power. Stay in love, stay in light, stay in the highest frequency that you can. And if you're stuck, start looking at what you have to be grateful for. Keep coming back into the now moment. Look at what you already have to be grateful for. That will raise your emotions really quickly. And keep focused on what you want to create. Keep focused on what you want to create. And as the moon grows to full, I think that is actually going to get, we can get stronger and stronger in that. Okay, my beauties, thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being in my world. Love you back. Thank you, Pam. Lovely to see you. Wonderful reading. It was actually, Joni. Yeah, it was. And like, it's not me. I'm only the mediator here. I will be focusing on doing the vision board. Thank you. You're welcome. And actually, I've done one quite recently, only a couple of months ago, but I'm going to check in with that meditation again, because there's always tweaks, and where we are right now. And the thing is, if you get that little future visioning, you can use it anytime, always, and it's really good to kind of look at before a new one, especially the eclipses, especially before a new moon eclipse, because that really has the energy to go forward. But it can be done. I mean, obviously a lot of people do vision board workshops in January, or they'll make a vision board before the start of a new term or something like that. But I feel working with the phases of the moon, and I will be emailing anybody out who's on that what to do every 3.5 days. They'll be getting an email to just say, this is what you need to focus on in this phase, because it changes, the energy changes as that moon grows. And there's a time when you can start feeling it's not working, but that's just to be ridden through by doing little tweaks. Anyway, love you all. Talk to you soon, and bye for now.